Hello, hello. Happy Tuesday. Oh, I didn't get my sign on. There. Okay, we're live. We're live now. It's official. Hello, everybody. How is your Tuesday going? Hi there. Y'all, I am very, very sleepy, and it's all Mr. Fiber's fault. Now, careful what you're thinking. Careful. It is all his fault because he took me to dinner and I got stuffed, and now I'm tired. So, not what you guys are thinking. Get your dirty minds out of here. Oh my goodness. Annie is here. Adele is here, you guys. She's crocheting, but she's here. Annie got good news. Joan is very tired and hurting. Joan, pain warrior. Pain warrior. Feel better soon. Suzanne is here. Good to see you. Donna's here. Hi, Donna. I've got a video coming out after the live so I can show off the yarn I got from you. Frozen, hello. Oh my goodness, you got more snow. Oh, so many of you guys are getting snow. We had 82 degrees today. So keeping that mouth shut, right? Bree is here. Hey, Bree. Mary Webb, good to see you. Oh, you got, yeah, it's the man's fault. Well, tomorrow we will have been married for 17 years. So we went out to eat tonight. That's just what we do. 17 years. I told him, I said, we're getting there to where it'll be longer than any of my marriages. Pretty soon. Be longer than any of my marriages. Thank you. How are you guys doing? For those of you that are in pain and hurting, I understand, and I'm sending out happy and warm and wonderful and uplifting vibes to you as much as I can. And for those of you who are dealing with nasty weather, I'm thinking about you. For those that you are sick, I'm thinking about you. I got all my appointments lined out, you guys. What is going on here? Let me tell you. Tammy's here. Yay. Hey, Tammy. Margaret's here. Thank you, Margaret. Thank you. Such an elegant thumbnail, isn't it? I like that. Very elegant. Hey, there's Lorna. You guys, I had a crazy idea. Okay. I got a crazy idea. How about, and it won't take very long, I don't think, maybe 30 minutes or so. How about I just read Act 2? How does that sound? We'll just read it together. And y'all can make comments as we go. How does that sound to you guys? If I get in trouble for it, then the video will go away. But we will have had a good time. I like to read. I may put y'all to sleep. So many of you say that my voice is soothing to you. So I may just put you right to sleep. Sounds good? I know, because I know a lot of people don't have the book, and you heard what the first part, if you go back and watch the one from before, you will know what the first part of the book is about. But first, before we do that, because I promised y'all, And I did not get a chance to take notes, okay? I did not get a chance to do it. But I do have something to read to you from the archives. So here's from the archives. Marilyn Monroe, as you know, she was married to Arthur Miller, who wrote Death of a Salesman. So there's our connection, right? She was a troubled beauty who failed to find happiness as Hollywood's brightest star. She was discovered dead in her Brentwood home of an apparent overdose of sleeping pills. The blonde 36-year-old actress was nude, lying face down on her bed, clutching a telephone receiver in her hand. When a psychiatrist broke into her room at 3:30 a.m., she had been dead an estimated 6 to 8 hours. At about 5:15 p.m. on Saturday, she had called the psychiatrist, Dr. Ralph Greenson, and was told to go for a ride when she complained that she could not sleep. And this is from the police report. Her body was taken to county morgue where coroner Theodore J. Curfey said after an autopsy that he could give a presumptive opinion that death was due to an overdose of some drug. He said a special suicide team would be asked to investigate Miss Monroe's last days to determine if she took her own life. Further medical tests as to the nature of the suspected killer drug will be completed in 48 hours. An empty bottle found among several medicines beside her bed had contained 50 Nembutal capsules. Now remember this, Nembutal was like Ambien or something, I think. The prescription was issued only 2 or 3 days ago, and the capsules were to be taken in doses of 1 a night, said Dr. Hyman Engelberg. It was learned that medical authorities believed Miss Monroe had been in a depressed mood recently. She was unkempt and in need of a manicure and pedicure, indicating listlessness and a lack of interest in maintaining her usually glamorous appearance. The coroner's office listed the death on its records as possible suicide, while the police report said death was possibly accidental. No suicide note was found. Dr. Robert Littman, a psychiatrist serving on the suicide team, said notes are left by less than 40% of those who take their own lives. Miss Monroe's body was discovered after her housekeeper and companion, Mrs. Eunice Murray, awoke about 3 a.m. and saw a light still burning in the actress's room. Mrs. Murray found the bedroom door locked. She was unable to arouse Miss Monroe by shouts and rapping on the door, and immediately telephoned Dr. Greenson. Strange she would call the psychiatrist. Dr. Greenson took a poker from the fireplace, smashed in a window, and climbed into the room. He told Detective Sergeant R.E. Byron that Miss Monroe was under a sheet and champagne-colored blanket, which were tucked up around her shoulders. Dr. Greenson took the telephone receiver from her hand and told Mrs. Murray, "She appears to be dead." He called Dr. Engelberg, who had prescribed the sleeping pills for the actress. So he called the psychiatrist, who pronounced her dead on his... No, he was the coroner. Pronounced her dead on his arrival at the house a short time later. And he called the police around 4:20, and 2 officers arrived in 5 minutes. Byron said he learned that Miss Monroe had called Dr. Greenson on Saturday night and talked to him for about an hour. So Greenson was the psychiatrist. He quoted the psychiatrist as saying, "I was under the impression she was going to take a ride to the beach or something like that." Byron said he went through the rambling Spanish-style home and found nothing unusual or amiss. He reported there were between 12 to 15 medicine bottles on Miss Monroe's bedside stand, some with prescription labels. Miss Monroe only recently bought the $75,000 house, and it was only partially furnished. By dawn, reporters and photographers were milling around its lawns and swimming pool, silent in the morning quiet as officials closed out the life of one of Filmland's most glamorous stars. You guys want me to keep going? This is from the LA Times, from the archives of the LA Times. The hairdresser's voice, soft, calming, relaxing. Okay, I got at least one yes. Miss Monroe's body was wrapped in a pale blue blanket and strapped to a stretcher as it was removed from the home. Seals were placed on entrances to the home with the notice, "Any person breaking into or entering these premises will be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law." A special guard was hired to watch the home. Miss Monroe's body was loaded into the back of a station wagon and transported to Westwood Village Mortuary, just yards away from the grave sites of her grandmother and one of her guardians in early life. And then her body was later transferred to the county morgue, where the nation's #1 glamour girl became coroner's case number 81128, and the body was placed in Crypt 33. Funeral services tentatively scheduled for Wednesday afternoon at Westwood Village Mortuary Chapel. Her mother, Mrs. Gladys Baker Ellie, 59, is a patient in the Rock Haven Sanitarium in Verdugo City. So her mother had issues. Now, see, that's new to me. I did not know that. News of Miss Monroe's tragic death quickly circulated to much of the world. Even Moscow radio made mention of it. Friends of the actress were stunned, unbelievably, and saddened. Joe DiMaggio, baseball hero and the actress' second husband, flew here from San Francisco as soon as he heard. His face was lined and he appeared deeply saddened when he alighted from a United Airlines plane. DiMaggio checked into Santa Monica Hotel, where he declined to talk to reporters or pose for pictures. He and Miss Monroe had been seeing each other recently, since her third attempt at marriage with playwright Arthur Miller collapsed in 1961. In Woodbury, Connecticut, Miller replied, "I don't really," when he was asked if he had a comment. Her first husband was Jim Daughtry, now a Los Angeles policeman. His only comment was, "I'm sorry." One of the first friends to arrive at the home Sunday morning was Pat Newcomb, a close friend of the actress and her press agent. Miss Newcomb, nearly hysterical with grief, sobbed, "When your best friend kills herself, how do you feel? What do you do?" She said she spent Saturday evening with Miss Monroe, had a quiet dinner, and left the home at about 7 p.m. So she may have been the last one to be with her. "This must have been an accident," she said. "Marilyn was in perfect physical condition and was feeling great. We had made plans for today. We were going to go to the movies this afternoon." Milton Rudin, Miss Monroe's attorney, also went to the house and told reporters he had talked with the star on Saturday. She appeared to be happy. She wanted to see me in my office on Monday. Miss Monroe was hopeful she could settle her difficulties with 20th Century Fox Studios, which earlier this summer fired her from the movie Something's Gotta Give. I didn't know she was fired from that. Did y'all know that? The studio claims she refused to report for work, costing it $2 million because of delays. It sued her for $500,000. Why do I not remember that? Then again, it is quite a few years ago. That's quite a few years back. So maybe I just, and I've never actually read a book about her. I don't know if any of you guys have read any of, like any kind of a life story on Marilyn Monroe. I would actually like to do that. Miss Monroe claimed throughout the dispute with 20th Century Fox that she was ill and unable to report for work. She wanted to finish everything she started, said Rudin. Some believed Miss Monroe was depressed because her career was supposedly on the skids after 2 straight movie flops, Let's Make Love and The Misfits, which were her last 2 movies. But friends were nearly unanimous in believing her death was accidental. They said 2 motion pictures executives were bidding for her services at the time of her death. One of them was reportedly J. Lee Thompson, director of the film The Guns of Navarone, who planned to meet with her on Tuesday. Producer Sam Spiegel also wanted her to star in a picture for him, it was reported. Further evidence that her career was on the upswing was indicated by a typewritten message on a table in her home. It was from a representation of Anita Loos, creator of Gentlemen Prefer Blondes, which I think that was like her favorite movie. I don't know, was that her breakthrough movie? And the letter said, Dear Miss Monroe, on behalf of Anita Loos, now in Europe, we would like to know if you would be interested star role new musical based on French play Go Go, book by Anita Loos, lyrics by Gladys Shelley, and enchanting music by Claude Laville. Can send you script and music if you express interest. Signed, Natalia Danese Murray. By mid-morning Sunday, the crowds of reporters, photographers, and friends cleared away from the official sealed home where the tormented actress had spent her last hours. So that's from the LA Times. Hey, Laura, good to see you. I was thinking Gentlemen Prefer Blondes was probably her first movie. So Arthur Miller was her last husband, but they were not married when she died. So there you go. That's the official stuff. The conspiracy stuff's a little bit different. We may have to get into that. Okay. I do want to know, you guys, before I read some of this book, I want to know what book you want to do next. One of those that I had wanted to do is one I have. It's by Paul Holes, and it's about the Golden State Killer. And I have 2 of those. One of them is signed, not to me, but by him. And the other one is not signed, and I wanted to give you guys the one that is not signed. And it's let me look real quick. Unmasked. My Life Solving America's Cold Cases. So I feel like we had gotten really interested, especially when we talked to Stephen, that we had gotten really interested in what it's like for these investigators who spend so much time on these cases. And I think that's mainly what his book is about. And then the other one that I had thought about was Ken Main's, and it's called Unsolved No More. And he also goes into what it's like to be an investigator. So that's my two that I'm putting out there to you guys. What do you guys want to do? Anybody have any ideas? What's your ideas, you guys? Hmm. Tonight is my New Orleans Cup. Yep. I'm Team Chelsea. She's not actually in New Orleans, but she's in the area. I know. You guys, leave me some comments also. After this live gets posted, go ahead and leave me some comments and let me know what your ideas are for the next book. You can look those two books up that I just mentioned, and we can decide from there. Maybe you want to do one by Anne Rule. I don't know. I would like it to be something that everybody could. There's a Montana Cup. Oh, make a trip where? Where? Oh, you're going to make a trip here over spring break? How you doing, Nisi? Did you get your yarn, hun? Just want to make sure because I've already forgotten. I got several notices for things that got delivered, but I'm not sure of the addresses because it doesn't stick in my brain what those addresses are. Oh, that's fun. I guess spring break is coming up. So they had their break last week because this week was Mardi Gras. Oh, you don't have to do a video. I just want to make sure you got it. Thank you so much. That's sweet. I appreciate that though. I do. And I appreciate you buying it. I really do. So, I want to tell y'all what's coming this month because tomorrow is the first day of March. So, it's not only our anniversary around here, but I'm going to start doing a tour of the she shed. So, I did my video going around the she shed and showing you things. This time, I'm going to pick an area and I'm going to sit in front of that area, whether it's the bookshelf or the hand-dyed yarn over here or whatever it is. I'm going to pick an area and then we're going to talk about the stuff that's in that area a little bit more than what I was able to do on the She Shed video. How's that sound? Ah, March is your birthday month. Ah, awesome. I need some. Where is my lotion? I got to get my lotion. I guess I don't have any in my drawer. So no books come to mind, you guys, that you would like for us to do? Oh, so there's some March birthdays coming up, aren't there? Well, happy birthday to your son. Happy birthday to all of you going forward in March. Get back to work. Yeah. You're looking for some normal, right, Annie? Now, do you listen to books, Bree? Do you listen to audiobooks? I mean, we could totally do an Audible or something like that if you guys wanted to. Hey, Dana. We'll have to find something, maybe find something on Audible. Okay, so I'm just going to start reading because I really feel like this book is probably old enough that there's no reason why I can't just read it. Don't you guys think so? Oh, Donna, you used to read every single one of those books. Wow, maybe we should just switch over to start doing Audible books. I know that the Paul Holes book and the Unsolved No More book, both of those are on Audible. Well, they may be on Kindle. I don't know if they're on Audible. I'll have to check on that. I was thinking it's public domain too. I'm just going to do it. So here we go, y'all. You ready? Like I said, it may only take 30 minutes and then we'll be done with this half of the book because we know what happened in the first part. You guys remember, right? You remember that he was kind of having a little bit of a breakdown and the kids are home and all of that stuff. And they're realizing there's something going on with dad. And he's having issues like not being able to drive because she thinks he's trying to commit suicide with a car. All kinds of he's he's kind of wanting a little bit of sympathy too. And he's talking to people who aren't there, all that kind of stuff going on, right? Yeah, it is true. It is true, Donna. I haven't got back into it either. Okay, music is heard, gay and bright. The curtain rises as the music fades away. Willie, that's the salesman, sitting in shirt sleeves, is sitting at the kitchen table sipping coffee. His hat is in his lap. Linda, that's his wife, she is filling his cup when she can. Willie, wonderful coffee, meal in itself. Linda, can I make you some eggs? No, just take a breath. You look so rested, dear. I slept like a dead one, first time in months. Imagine sleeping till 10 on a Tuesday morning. Boys left nice and early, eh? They were out of here by 8 o'clock. Good work. It was so thrilling to see them leaving together. I can't get over the shaving lotion in this house. Willie smiling. Linda, Biff was very changed this morning. His whole attitude seemed to be hopeful. He couldn't wait to get downtown to see Oliver. Remember, he was going to go check out getting a job there in town, stay close to mom and dad. He's heading for a change, says Willie. There's no question. There simply are certain men that take longer to get solidified. How did he dress? His blue suit. He's so handsome in that suit. He could be anything in that suit. Willie gets up from the table. Linda holds his jacket for him. There's no question at all. Gee, on the way home tonight, I'd like to buy some seeds. Linda, that'd be wonderful, but not enough sun gets back there. Nothing'll grow anymore. You wait, kid. Before it's all over, we're going to get a little place out in the country, and I'll raise some vegetables, a couple of chickens. You'll do it, dear. Willie walks out of his jacket, and Linda follows him. And they'll get married and come for a weekend. I'd build a little guest house because I got so many fine tools. All I need, would be a little lumber and some peace of mind. I sewed the lining. I could buy 2 guest houses so they both come. Did he decide how much he's going to ask Oliver for? Linda getting him into his jacket. He didn't mention it, but I imagine 10 or 15,000. You going to talk to Howard today? Yeah, I'll put it to him straight and simple. He'll just have to take me off the road. And Willie, don't forget to ask for a little advance because we've got the insurance premium and it's the grace period now. Willie, that's 108, 68, because we're a little short again. Why are we short? Well, you had the motor job on the car. That goddamn Studebaker. And you got one more payment on the refrigerator. But it just broke again. Well, it's old, dear. Hey, Chels. Hey, Joyce. Okay. I told you we should have bought a well-advertised machine. Charlie bought a General Electric, and it's 20 years old, and it's still good, that son of a bitch. But, Willie, who ever heard of a Hastings refrigerator? Once in my life, I'd like to own something outright before it's broken. I'm always in a race with the junkyard. I just finished paying for the car, and it's on its last legs. The refrigerator consumes belts like a goddamn maniac. They time those things. They time them so when you finally paid for them, they're used up. Guess we've all been saying that for a really long time, haven't we? By the way, my mom and dad's refrigerator is a Norge. Have y'all ever heard of a Norge refrigerator? That's going back a little bit. Linda buttoning up his jacket as he unbuttons it. All told, about $200 would carry us, dear. But that includes the last payment on the mortgage. After this payment, Willie, the house belongs to us. Willie, it's 25 years. Biff was 9 years old when we bought it. Well, that's a great thing. To weather a 25-year mortgage it's an accomplishment. Willie, all the cement, the lumber, the reconstruction I put in this house, there ain't a crack to be found in it anymore. Well, it served its purpose. What purpose? Some stranger will come along, move in, and that's that. If only Biff would take this house and raise a family. He starts to go. Goodbye, I'm late. Linda suddenly remembering. Oh, I forgot. You're supposed to meet them for dinner. Me? At Frank's Chop House on 48th near 6th Avenue. Is that so? How about you? No, just the three of you. They're going to blow you. They're going to blow you to a big meal. I guess pay for a big meal. That's strange to say it that way. Don't say. Who thought of that? Biff came to me this morning. Willie and he said, "Tell Dad we want to blow him to a big meal, but be there at 6 o'clock. You and your 2 boys are going to have dinner." Gee whiz, that's really something. I'm going to knock Howard for a loop, kid. I'll get in advance, and I'll come home with a New York job. God damn it, now I'm going to go do it. Oh, that's the spirit, Willie. I never get behind a wheel the rest of my life. It's changing, Willie. I can feel it changing. Beyond a question. Goodbye, I'm late. He starts to go again. Linda calling after him as she runs to the kitchen table for a handkerchief. You got your glasses? Willie feels for them, then comes back in. Yeah, got my glasses. Linda giving him the handkerchief. And a handkerchief. Yeah, the handkerchief. And your saccharin? Yeah, my saccharin. Be careful on subway stairs. She kisses him, and a silk stocking is seen hanging from her hand. Willie notices it. Will you stop mending stockings, at least while I'm in the house? Gets me nervous. I can't tell you. Please. Linda hides the stocking in her hand as she follows Willie across the forestage to the front of the house. Remember, Frank's Chop House. Willie passing the apron. Maybe beets would grow out there. Linda laughing. But you tried so many times. Yeah, well, don't work hard today. He disappears around the right corner of the house. Be careful. As Willie vanishes, Linda waves to him. Suddenly the phone rings. She runs across the stage and into the kitchen and lifts it. Oh, and by the way, I'm working on my hat. Linda. Hello. Oh, Biff, I'm so glad you called. Yes, sure. I just told him. Yes, he'll be there for dinner at 6 o'clock. I didn't forget. Listen, I was just dying to tell you. You know that little rubber pipe I told you about that he connected to the gas heater? I finally decided to go down to the cellar this morning and take it away and destroy it. But it's gone. Imagine. He took it away himself. It isn't there. She listens. When? Oh, then you took it. Oh, nothing. It's just that I'd hoped he'd taken it away himself. Oh, I'm not worried, darling, because this morning he left in such high spirits. It was like the old days. I'm not afraid anymore. Did Mr. Oliver see you? Well, you wait there then, and make a nice impression on him, darling. Just don't perspire you too much before you see him. Have a nice time with Dad. He may have big news, too. That's right, a New York job. And be sweet to him tonight, dear. Be loving to him, because he's only a little boat looking for a harbor. She is trembling with sorrow and joy. Oh, that's wonderful, Biff. You'll save his life. Thanks, darling. Just put your arm around him when he comes into the restaurant. Give him a smile. That's the boy. Good boy, dear. You got your comb? That's fine. Goodbye, Biff, dear. I can't wait to see it, Annie. In the middle of her speech, Howard Wagner, 36 wheels on a small typewriter table on which is a wire recording machine, and proceeds to plug it in. This is on the left forestage. Light slowly fades on Linda as it rises on Howard. Howard is intent on threading the machine and only glances over his shoulder as Willie appears. Psst, psst. Hello, Willie. Come on in. Like to have a little talk with you, Howard. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'll be with you in a minute. What's that, Howard? Didn't you ever see one of these? Wire recorder. Oh, can we talk a minute? Records things, just like delivery yesterday. Been driving me crazy. The most terrific machine I ever saw in my life. I was up all night with it. What do you do with it? I bought it for dictation, but you can do anything with it. Listen to this. I had it home last night. Listen to what I picked up. The first one is my daughter. Get this. He flicks the switch and roll out the barrel is heard being whistled. Listening to that kid whistle. Listen to that kid whistle. That is lifelike, isn't it? 7 years old. Get that tone. Like to ask a little favor of you. The whistling breaks off, and the voice of Howard's daughter is heard. Now you, Daddy. Howard, she's crazy for me. Again, the same song is whistled. That's me. He winks. Willie, you're very good. The whistling breaks off again. The machine runs silent for a moment. Howard, shh, get this now. This is my son. His son. The capital of Alabama is Montgomery. The capital of Arizona is Phoenix. The capital of Arkansas is Little Rock. The capital of California is Sacramento, and on and on. Howard holding up 5 fingers. 5 years old, Willie. He'll make an announcer someday. His son continuing, the capital of Howard, get that alphabetical order. The machine breaks off suddenly. Wait a minute. The maids kicked the plug out. Certainly is a shh, for God's sake. It's 9 o'clock, below watch time, so I have to go to sleep. That really is. Wait a minute. The Nix is my wife. They wait. Go on, say something. Well, you going to talk? His wife. I can't think of anything. Howard's voice. Well, talk. It's turning. His wife shyly. Hello. Oh, Howard, I can't talk into this. That was my wife. That's a wonderful machine. Can we? I tell you, Willie, I'm going to take my camera and my bandsaw and all my hobbies, and out they go. This is the most fascinating relaxation I ever found. Willie, I think I'll get myself one. Sure, they're only 100.5. You can't do without it. Supposing you want to hear Jack Benny, see, but you can't be at home at that hour. So you tell the maid to turn the radio on, and when Jack Benny comes on, and this automatically goes on with the radio. And when you come home, you can come home 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, anytime you like, and you get yourself a Coke, and you sit down and throw the switch, and there's Jack Benny program, the middle of the night. I'm definitely going to get one because lots of time I'm on the road. I think to myself what I must be missing on the radio. Howard, don't you have a radio in the car? Well, yeah, but whoever thinks of turning it on? Say, aren't you supposed to be in Boston? That's what I want to talk to you about, Howard. You got a minute? He draws a chair in from the wing. What happened? What are you doing here? Well, you didn't crack up again, did you? Oh, no. Geez, you had me worried there for a minute. What's the trouble? Well, to tell you the truth, Howard, I've come to the decision that I'd rather not travel anymore. Not travel? What'll you do? Remember Christmas time when you had the party here, you said you tried to think of some spot for me here in town. With us? Well, sure. Oh, yeah, I remember. Well, I couldn't think of anything for you, Willie. I tell you, Howard, the kids are all grown up, you know. I don't need much anymore. If I could take home, well, $65 a week, I could swing it. Yeah, but Willie, see, I tell you why, Howard, speaking frankly, and between the two of us, you know, I'm just a little tired. Oh, I could understand that, Willie, but you're a road man, Willie, and we do a road business. We've only got a half dozen salesmen on the floor here. God knows, Howard, I never asked a favor of any man, but I was with the firm when your father used to carry you in here in his arms. I know, Willie. Your father came to me the day you were born and asked me what I thought of the name Howard. May he rest in peace. I appreciate that, Willie, but there just is no spot for you here. If I had a spot, I'd slam you right in it, but I just don't have a single solitary spot. He looks for his lighter. Willie has picked it up and gives it to him. Willie, with increasing anger, Howard, all I need to set my table is $50 a week. Where am I going to put you, kid? Look, it isn't a question of whether I can sell merchandise. No, it's a business, and everybody's got to pull his own weight. Just let me tell you a story, Howard, because you got to admit business is business. Willie, angrily, business is definitely business, but just listen for a minute. You don't understand this. When I was a boy, 18, 19, I was already on the road. And there was a question in my mind as to whether selling had a future for me, because in those days I had a yearning to go to Alaska. See, there were 3 gold strikes in 1 month in Alaska, and I felt like going just for the ride, you might say. Howard, barely interesting. Don't say. Willie, oh yeah, my father lived many years in Alaska. He was an adventurous man. We've got quite a little streak of self-reliance in our family. I thought I'd go out with my older brother and try to locate him, maybe settle in the north with the old man. And I was almost decided to go when I met a salesman in the Parker house. His name was Dave Singleman. He was 84 years old, and he drummed merchandise in 31 states. And old Dave, he'd go up to his room, you understand, put on his green velvet slippers, I'll never forget, and pick up his phone and call the buyers. And without ever leaving his room, at the age of 84, he made his living. And when I saw that, I realized that selling was the greatest career a man could want, because what could be more satisfying than to be able to go at the age of 84 into 20 or 30 different cities, pick up a phone and be remembered and loved and helped by so many different people? You know, when he died, and by the way, he died the death of a salesman in his green velvet slippers in the smoker of the New York, New Haven, and Hartford, going into Boston when he died. Hundreds of salesmen and buyers were at his funeral. Things were sad on a lot of trains for months after that. He stands up, and Howard has not looked at him. In those days, there were personality in it, Howard. There was respect and comradeship and gratitude in it. Today, it's all cut and dried, and there's no chance for bringing friendship to bear or personality. You see what I mean? They don't know me anymore. Howard, moving away to the right. That's just the thing, Willie. If I had $40 a week, that's all I need. $40, Howard. Kid, I can't take blood from a stone. Desperation is on him now. Howard, the year Al Smith was nominated, your father came to me and... I got to see some people, kid. I'm talking about your father. There were promises made across this desk. You mustn't tell me you got people to see I put 34 years into this firm, Howard, and now I can't pay my insurance. You can't eat the orange and throw the peel away. A man is not a piece of fruit. Now pay attention. Your father, 1928, I had a big year. I averaged $170 a week in commissions. Now, Willie, you never averaged. I averaged, banging on the desk, I averaged $170 a week in the year of 1928. And your father came to me, or rather, I was in office here. It was right over this desk. And he put his hand on my shoulder. You'll have to excuse me, Willie. I got to see some people. Pull yourself together. I'll be back in a little while. And he's going out the door. Hey, Rosie. On Howard's exit, the light on his chair grows very bright and strange. Willie, pull myself together. What the hell did I say to him? My God, I was yelling at him. How could I? Willie breaks off, staring at the light, which occupies the chair, animating it. He approaches this chair, standing across the desk from it. Frank, don't you remember what you told me that time? How you put your hand on my shoulder and... Frank! He leans on the desk, and as he's speaking the dead man's name, he accidentally switches on the recorder. And instantly Howard's son. Of New York is Albany. The capital of Ohio is Cincinnati. The capital of Rhode Island is... Willie, leaping away with fright. Ah! Howard! Howard rushing in. What happened? Willie pointing at the machine, which continually, nasally, childishly, with the capital cities. Shut it off. Howard pulling the plug out. Look, Willie, pressing his hands to his eyes. I got to get myself some coffee. I'll get some coffee. Willie starts to walk out, and Howard stops him. Howard rolling up the cord. Willie, look. Willie, I'll go to Boston. Howard, Willie, you can't go to Boston for us. Why can't I go? I don't want you to represent us. I've been meaning to tell you for a long time now. Howard, are you firing me? I think you need a good long rest, Willie. Howard, and when you feel better, come back, and we'll see if we can work something out. But I got to earn money, Howard. I'm in no position to... Where are your sons? Why don't your sons give you a hand? They're working on a very big deal. This is no time for false pride, Willie. You go to your sons and you tell them that you're tired. You've got 2 great boys, haven't you? Oh, no question. But in the meantime, then that's that, eh? All right, I'll go to Boston tomorrow. No. I can't throw myself on my sons. I'm not a cripple. Look, kid, I'm busy this morning. Willie grasping Howard's arm. Howard, you've got to let me go to Boston. Howard, hard, keeping himself under control. I've got a line of people to see this morning. Sit down, take 5 minutes, and pull yourself together, and then go home, will you? I need the office, Willie. He starts to go, turns, remembering the recorder, starts to push off the table, holding the recorder. Oh, yeah. Whenever you can this week, stop by and drop off the samples. You'll feel better, Willie, and then come back and we'll talk. Pull yourself together, kid. There's people outside. How we doing? Let's see how much. I don't know if I will get it all read tonight. We may have to finish it next time. Are y'all enjoying this though? And what do you think so far? Is any of this sounding, even though it's old fashioned sounding, does any of it resonate with like now times? The kind of things that happen now? Oh, you got to take your hubby to work? Okay. Okay. Y'all keep working. I'll just keep talking. Oh, and my video came out, and the reason I did not put my chat video out before I did the live was because I felt like sometimes if I do that, you guys don't get the notification for the live. Even though you know that we're probably going to do this, you've seen that I posted that we're going to do it, but it won't. Sometimes if I put two out like that, they don't give you the notification. So I waited and had it come out after this, after we came live. So the video is out. Willie, oh, where am I at? Howard exits, pushing the table off left. Willie stares into space, exhausted. Now the music is heard. Ben's music, first distantly, then closer and closer. As Willie speaks, Ben enters from the right. He carries valise and an umbrella. Now, Ben is his brother, remember. Oh, Ben, how did you do it? What is the answer? Did you wind up the Alaska deal already? Ben, doesn't take much time if you know what you're doing. Just a short business trip, boarding ship in an hour. Wanted to say goodbye. Ben, I've got to talk to you. Ben, glancing at his watch. Haven't the time, William. Willie, crossing the apron to Ben. Ben, nothing's working out. I don't know what to do. Now you look here, William. I've bought timberland in Alaska, and I need a man to look after things for me. God, timberland. Me and my boys in those grand outdoors. You've a new continent at your doorstep, William. Get out of these cities. They're full of talk and time payments and courts of law. Screw on your fists and you can fight for a fortune up there. Yes, yes, Linda, Linda. Linda enters as of old with the wash. As of old. So this is the old Linda, not what's going on now. This is not present tense Linda. Oh, you're back. Ben, I haven't much time. No, wait, Linda, he's got a proposition for me in Alaska. But he's got a beautiful job here. But in Alaska, kid, you're doing well enough, Willie. Enough for what, my dear? Fright, that's what Ben says. Linda is frightened of Ben and angry at him. Don't say those things to him. Enough to be happy right here, right now. To Willie, while Ben laughs. Why must everybody conquer the world? You're well liked, and the boys love you, and someday, to Ben, why, old man Wagner told him just the other day that if he keeps it up, he'll be a member of the firm, didn't he, Willie? Sure, sure. I'm building something with this firm, Ben. And if a man is building something, he must be on the right track, mustn't he? Ben, what are you building? Lay your hand on it. Where is it? Willie, hesitantly. That's true, Linda. There's nothing. Why? There's a man, 84 years old. Willie, that's right, Ben, that's right. When I look at that man, I say, what is there to worry about? Ben, bah. Willie, it's true, Ben. All he has to do is go into a city, pick up the phone, and he's making his living. And you know why? Ben, picking up his Willie, I've got to go. Willie, look at this boy. Biff, in his high school sweater, enters carrying his suitcase. Happy carries Biff's shoulder guards, gold helmet, and football pants. Willie, without a penny to his name, 3 great universities are begging for him, and from there the sky's the limit, because it's not what you do, Ben. It's who you know and the smile on your face. It's contacts, Ben, contacts. The whole wealth of Alaska passes over the lunch table at the Commodore Hotel, and that's the wonder of this country, that a man can end up with diamonds here on the basis of being liked. He turns to Biff. And that's why when you get out on that field today, it's important, because thousands of people will be rooting for you and loving you. To Ben, who he has again begun to leave. Ben, when he walks into a business office, his name will sound out like a bell, and all the doors will open to him. I've seen it, Ben. I've seen it 1,000 times. You can't feel it with your hand like timber, but it's there. Ben, goodbye, William. Yeah, we're not going to make it the whole thing. But I'll do as much as I can. A little bit longer. We'll go a little bit longer. I'm not putting y'all to sleep, am I? Willie, Ben, am I right? Don't you think I'm right? I value your advice. Ben, there's a new continent at your doorstep, William. You could walk out rich. Rich. He's gone. Willie, we'll do it here, Ben. You hear me? We're going to do it here. Young Bernard rushes in. The gay music of the boys is heard. Bernard, oh, gee, I was afraid you left already. Willie, why? What time is it? It's 1:30. Well, come on, everybody. Ebbets Field, next stop. Where's the pennants? He rushes through the wall line of the kitchen and out the living room. Linda to Biff. Did you pack fresh underwear? Biff, who's been limbering up. I want to go. Bernard. Biff, I'm carrying your helmet, ain't I? Happy. No, I'm carrying the helmet. Remember, Happy is the other brother. Bernard. Oh, Biff, you promised me. Happy. I'm carrying the helmet. Bernard. How am I going to get in the locker room? Linda. Let him carry the shoulder guards. She puts her coat and hat on in the kitchen. Bernard. Can I, Biff? Because I told everybody I'm going to be in the locker room. Happy. In Ebbets Field, it's the clubhouse. Bernard. I meant the clubhouse. Biff. Happy. Biff. Biff. Grandly, after a slight pause. Let him carry the shoulder guards. Happy as he gives Bernard the shoulder guards. Stay close to us now. Willie rushes in with the pennants. Willie handing them out. Everybody wave when Biff comes out on the field. Happy and Bernard run off. You set now, boy? The music has died away. Biff. Ready to go, Pop? Every muscle is ready. Willie at the edge of the apron. You realize what this means? Biff. That's right, Pop. Willie feeling Biff's muscles. You're coming home this afternoon, captain of the all-scholastic championship team of the city of New York. Biff. I got it, Pop. And remember, pal, when I take off my helmet, that touchdown is for you. Willie, let's go. He's starting out with his arm around Biff when Charlie enters, as of old, in knickers. I got no room for you, Charlie. Charlie, room? For what? In the car. You going for a ride? I wanted to shoot some casino. Willie, furiously. Casino? Don't you realize what today is? Linda, oh, he knows, Willie. He's just kidding you. That's nothing to kid about. Charlie, no, Linda, what's going on? He's playing in Ebbets Field. Charlie, baseball in this weather? Willie, don't talk to him. Come on, come on. He's pushing him out. Charlie, Wait a minute. Didn't you hear the news? Willie, what? Don't you listen to the radio? Ebbetsfield just blew up. Willie, you go to hell. Charlie laughs, pushing them out. Come on, we're late. Charlie as they go. Knock a homer, Biff, knock a homer. Willie, the last to leave, turning to Charlie. I don't think that was funny, Charlie. This is the greatest day of his life. Charlie, Willie, when are you going to grow up? Willie, yeah, huh? When this game is over, Charlie, you'll be laughing out of the other side of your face. They'll be calling him another Red Grange. 25,000 a year. Yes. 25,000 a year. I imagine that was so much money, right? Charlie kidding. Is that so? Yeah, that's so. Well then, I'm sorry, Willie, but tell me something. What? Who's Red Grange? Put up your hands, goddamn you. Put up your hands. Charlie, chuckling, shakes his head and walks away. Around the left corner of the stage, Willie follows him. The music rises to a mocking frenzy. Willie, who the hell do you think you are? Better than everybody else. You don't know everything, you big, ignorant, stupid. Put up your hands. Light rises on the right side of the forestage on a small table in the reception room of Charlie's office. Traffic sounds are heard. Bernard, now mature, sits whistling to himself. A pair of tennis rackets and an overnight bag are on the floor beside him. Willie off stage. What are you talking away for? Don't walk away. If you're going to say something, say it to my face. I know you laugh at me behind my back. You'll laugh out of the other side of your goddamn face after this game. Touchdown, touchdown, 80,000 people. Touchdown, right between the goalposts. Bernard is a quiet, earnest, but self-assured young man. Willie's voice is coming from right up stage now. Bernard lowers his feet off the table and listens. Jenny, his father's secretary, enters. Jenny is distressed. Say, Bernard, will you go out in the hall? Bernard, what is that noise? Who is it? Jenny, Mr. Lohman. He just got off the elevator. Bernard getting up. Who's he arguing with? Jenny, nobody. There's nobody with him. I can't deal with him anymore, and your father gets all upset every time he comes. I got a lot of typing to do, and your father's waiting to sign it. Will you see him? Willie entering. Touchdown. Touch. He sees Jenny. Jenny? Jenny, good to see you. How are you? Working? Or still honest? Jenny, fine. How have you been feeling? Oh, not much anymore, Jenny. He's surprised to see the rackets. Bernard. Hello, Uncle Willie. Willie almost shocked. Bernard, well, look who's here. He comes quickly and guiltily to Bernard and warmly shakes his hand. Bernard, how are you? Good to see you. Willie, what are you doing here? Bernard, oh, just stopped by to see Pop, get off my feet till my train leaves. Going to Washington in a few minutes. Willie, is he in? Bernard, yes, he's in his office with the accountant. Sit down. Willie, sitting down. What are you going to do in Washington? Oh, just a case I've got there, Willie. Willie, that's so. Indicating the rackets. You going to play tennis there? I'm staying with a friend who's got a court. Don't say. His own tennis court. Must be fine people, I bet. They are. Very nice. Dad tells me Biff's in town. Willie with a big smile. Yeah, Biff's in. Working on a very big deal, Bernard. What's Biff doing? Well, he's been doing very big things in the West, but he decided to establish himself here. Very big. We're having dinner. Did I hear your wife had a boy? Bernard, that's right. Our second. 2 boys. What do you know? What kind of a deal has Biff got? Hi, Cindy. Oh, do you mean this? Oh my goodness. My food is hitting me. Trying to see. I'm kind of thinking about stopping and finishing this out next week. This looks like most of it is yeah. This is going to be some lots of back and forth between everybody. Oh. That was 30 minutes of reading though. I almost got through it. So, okay, did you guys come up with anything that you want to do on the next book club? I will go through Audible and I will see what books I think that we could do. Thank you, Lorna. I like to read out loud, actually. It's not easy to read plays, read people's back and forth with people's stuff. Thank you all. I appreciate it. But I do think one more time and we'll finish that off. It is fun to you guys can get some stuff done while I read. Okay, I will take a look then. I got something. Donna, if you're still here and listening, I do have this. I'm going to do this on Sunday, if that's okay with you. You'll have to wait for a little bit, but I'm going to open this on Sunday. And I go get the Halter monitor on Friday. And then I'll have it for 2 weeks. And then 2 weeks later, I go back to the heart doctor. I did get my results from my echo. And so he'll be going over that with me. And then I go the 18th of April, I go to see the pulmonologist. Like a danged old person. Got some crocheting done? Awesome. Awesome. Okay, you guys, I'm getting tired. I am going to let you go. Hopefully tomorrow, I've got everything laid out where I can do my video for my other channel. I'll be working on that too. So thank you all for watching. I appreciate you for being here. I know I haven't kept these Tuesday nights very regular, but I'm trying. It's a lot of lives. And I was doing even more lives before. Finish the books? I know. I know. And it's hard. So we gotta find something really good to do each day, a little something something that makes us feel good, whether it's our crochet or our knitting or going out and taking a walk or talking to somebody that we love or something, just a little something something, or even just having a little something special food wise, something you really like to eat, whatever it is, do a little something for yourself every day. Okay, you guys? Chelsea's going to put the kids to bed. Okay. Love y'all. Have a great night. Have fun today. And I'll see you later. Bye, everybody.